So, welcome dear students. Let us continue our discussion on our ongoing course of disaster management. So, today we will be discussing, as you can see in our slides, about some of the organizations of United Nations and other global organizations in consequent lectures, where we will be discussing what are the structures of these organizations. Secondly, how they implement various policies with regards to our topic of disaster management. What are the various structures and financial things related to them? So, as per our syllabus, I'll be covering some of the most important and major organizations which play an important role in managing disaster. So, let us start with the FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Uh, So it is an agency of UN that leads international efforts to defeat hunger, serving both the developed and developing countries. Next, FAO acts as a neutral forum where all these nations meet as an equal, which negotiate various agreements and to debate upon the policies and formulating new policies for all the nations whoever are signatory of it. Next, FAO is also a source of knowledge and information, and for this, I request all of you, you can go to fao.org where you will be getting a lot of details, insights about this organization, and you, most importantly, for our examination purpose, if there comes a question with regards to FAO and its role in managing disaster, so we can see there that what are the things there and how we can write our answers with respect to it. Okay, so this is a specialized agency of United Nations. It leads its international efforts. The main motto is to defeat the hunger problems. Okay, now as of 8th of August 2013, FAO has total of 194 member states. The updated numbers we can find on this particular website, along with European Union, which is itself a member organization, and the Faroe Islands and Tokelau Islands, which are associate members, and for food security for all as their aim. It was established on October 16th, 1945 in Canada, in the state of Quebec. Since 1951, its headquarters were moved from Washington DC to Rome, that is in Italy, and this is the structure. So we need to actually we need to memorize as well. We need to also understand various roles. So FAO is composed of 7 departments, namely administration and finance, agriculture and consumer protection. Next, we have economic and social development, fisheries and aquaculture, forestry, natural resource management, and environment. Also, technical cooperation. It maintains its regional and field offices around the world, and it operates in nearly 130 countries. It helps the governments and development agencies to coordinate their activities to improve and develop this all these agriculture, aquaculture, then forestries and land and water resources. It also conducts research, provides technical assistance to projects. It operates educational and training programs and collects data on the various agricultural output, production, and development globally. Uh, as of now, I wish to update that we have around 197 countries as the member states, and the European Union, which elects a 49 member executive council, it is a major role, and then Director General currently is from China. His name is Q Dongyu. He serves as the a CAO, that is the Chief Administrative Officer. Next, there are various committees as mentioned for departments. Uh, Next, so as of now, 74 years have been passed since its formation. The basic idea of this international organization for FAO, that is Food and Agriculture, it emerged in the late 19th and early 20th century. It advanced primarily by Polish-born American agriculturist and activist David Lubin. In May-June 1905, an international conference was held in Rome, Italy, and which led to the creation of this International Institute of Agriculture, that was IIA, by the King of Italy, Victor Emmanuel. This IIA was the first intergovernmental organization to deal with the problems and challenges of agriculture on a global scale. It worked primarily to collect, compile, and publish data on agriculture ranging from output statistics to a catalog of crop diseases. So they have been producing various census which relating to the agricultural output, the aquaculture, that is fishery output, and also the various land and water resource management related censuses for global prospects. Okay, so many researches have been carried out and are continuously being carried out in this field. So after the war, the IIA was officially dissolved by resolution of its permanent committee, and then this FAO was formed in 1945, and later its headquarters were shifted to Rome. Okay, so this FAO's initial function supported agriculture and nutritional research, providing technical assistance to member countries to boost production in agriculture, fisheries and forestries. Okay, in 74, that is 1974, there was a big famine in Africa. There the FAO convened the first World Food Summit to address widespread hunger, malnutrition and food insecurity. This meeting resulted in a proclamation that every man, woman and child has the inalienable right to be free from hunger and malnutrition in order to develop their physical and mental needs. Okay, this global commitment to eradicate these issues was targeted to be completed in a decade. So ever since, various organizations, NGOs and other things have been working in the poor, underdeveloped and developing nations as well to fulfill their nutritional needs. So some of these strategic objectives have been mentioned here to help to eliminate hunger, food security and malnutrition, to make these various food resources such as agriculture, forestry and fisheries much more productive and sustainable. Also to reduce the rural poverty levels, to enable inclusive and efficient agriculture and food systems, to increase the resilience of livelihoods to disasters. Okay, so again more information can be learned. You should also learn about the what is the latest theme for year 2020 by FAO, and most importantly we will be learning about various organizations. So take care that you don't mix up the themes. Okay, because each and every organization and institute has a different theme for the current year. Also their headquarters, their basic main departments, their functioning differs a lot. So we need to strictly concise our notes. I request all of you to make some suitable notes based upon it. Okay. Now what are the priority work areas? Again I will be covering the main topics, that is to eliminate hunger. Next, to reduce rural poverties, to enable inclusive and efficient agricultural and food systems, to increase the resilience of livelihoods to threats and crises. then what are some of the programs and achievements? So in the area of various global initiatives, they have been handling some World Food Summits, namely Telefood, that was launched in 1997. It was a campaign of concerts, sporting events, and other activities to harness the power of media, celebrities, and concerned citizens to fight hunger. Okay, so next there was a program that was initiated in 1999, that is FAO Goodwill Ambassadors. So the main purpose of this program was to attract public and media attention to the unacceptable situation that some 1 billion people continue to suffer from chronic hunger and malnutrition in a time of unprecedented plenty. Okay. Uh, so basically, the underdeveloped and developing nations, they face a lot of problem. Even our country, India, faces a lot of problem with regards to malnutrition and other nutrition requirements. Most importantly, for younger childs, for pregnant women, and so on. So right now, our Indian government is also working continuously to provide food security to the poor, so that the problem of malnutrition and fatality due to malnutrition in the early stages, this can be eliminated or at least reduced to the minimum. Okay. Next, what we have some of the food security programs that have been run by uh, as an initiative for reaching the goal of halving the number of hungry in the world. Uh, it was in 2015. So next, as part of commitment from all the nations, FAO came up with Millennium Development Goals, which was given by multiple nations to them, and as a home assignment and extra work, you need to find out what were the Millennium Development Goals, or MDG, which were proposed by our country, that is India. So through that we'll be able to understand even further what are the prospects, what are the things that Indian government is looking forward to, what are the aim. Then again, FAO has been conducting multiple online campaigns against hunger. Okay. Uh, Next, some important thing with regards to agriculture. So International Plant Protection Convention was carried out. FAO created this in 1952. Okay. Then we have Plant Treaty. It was initiated as Seed Treaty or Plant Treaty. It was an international treaty on the plant genetic resources for food and agriculture. It came into force in the year 2004. So all these data are available on the website of fao.org, as well as on the internet on commonly available platforms such as Wikipedia also. Okay, so you can go through all these resources for detailed insights regarding these plans for covering this topic. Next, one of the important things they started was Alliance Against Hunger and Malnutrition. So this Alliance Against Hunger and Malnutrition, abbreviated as AAHM, it aims to address how countries and organizations can be more effective in advocating and carrying out actions to address hunger and malnutrition. As a global partnership, AAHM creates global connections between local, regional, national, and international institutions that share the goals of fighting hunger and malnutrition. Okay. Next, one of the important programs which was started in the year 1990s, it was integrated pest management. So as we all know, pests create a lot of issues in the field of agriculture. So FAO took a leading role in the promotion of integrated pest management, or IPM, especially for rice production in Asia. So hundreds and thousands of farmers were trained using an approach known as the Farmer Field School. or FFS, that is Farmer Field School. So like many of the programs managed by FAO, the funds for this came from bilateral trust funds that were from countries like Australia, Netherlands, Norway, and Switzerland, and etc. So next, another important thing was Global Partnership Initiative for Plant Breeding Capacity Building. Okay, so this GIPB, it is a global partnership dedicated to increasing plant breeding capacity, and the mission is to enhance the capacity of developing countries to improve crops for food security and sustainable development through better plant breeding and delivery systems. Next, regarding their investment in agriculture, so FAO's Technical Cooperation Department, TCD, Technical Cooperation Department, hosts an investment center that promotes greater investment in agriculture and rural development by helping developing countries to identify and formulate sustainable agricultural policies, programs, and projects. It mobilizes funds from multilateral institutions such as the World Bank, the regional development banks such as ADB, that is Asian Development Banks, international funds, as well as FAO resources. So another important initiative, that was GIAS or GIAHS, which stands for Globally Important Agriculture Heritage Systems. So this initiative was conceptualized and presented by Parviz, the task manager of Chapter 10 of Agenda 21 of FAO Organizations of United Nations. So under this partnership, it aims to identify, support and safeguard globally the important agricultural heritage systems. So these were some of the policies with regards to agriculture. There are some policies with regards to fisheries as well. So for fisheries and aquaculture department, they defined their vision and mission statements as a vision has been for fisheries and aquaculture department. So a world in which responsible and sustainable use of fisheries and aquaculture resources make an appreciable contribution to human well-being, food security and poverty alleviation. Next, their mission has been to strengthen the global governance and managerial and technical capacities of members and to lead consensus building towards improved conservation and utilization of aquatic resources. Now, let us also discuss about some other, that is the role of food and agricultural organization in disaster management. So they aim to reduce the vulnerability of people, that is before, during and post disaster, through various projects for risk assessment, risk reduction, which includes preparedness, prevention and mitigation, emergency response and rehabilitation also. Okay. So FAO further, after as the disaster hits, FAO focuses on recovery and rehabilitation, sorry, to increase the community resilience to future hazards through long-term interventions that facilitate the transition from relief to development. Next, FAO disaster risk management work contributes to the Hyogo framework for action, that is the global platform to build the resilience of nations and communities to disasters. The FAO approach ensures the interventions in food and agriculture are effective, sustainable and focused on people. Next, these are some of the publications and reports. First one is SAFA, that is Sustainable Assessment of Food and Agriculture Guidelines. Next, we have Mitigation of Food Wastages, Economic Analysis of Supply and Demand for Food up to 2030, the Youth Guide to Forests, community seed banks, and others. Next, we also have some drawbacks, or we can say criticism, with regards to FAO. So we need to get a balanced approach with regards to studies of all these organizations. So in the 70s, 80s and 90s, there has been a public criticism of FAO for at least 30 years, that dissatisfaction with the organization's performance was amongst the reasons for the creation of two new organizations after the World Food Conference held in 1974. So the new organizations that were created after the dissatisfaction by multiple nations were WFC, that is World Food Council, and International Fund for Agricultural Development. So by the early 80s, there were intense rivalries amongst these organizations, and most importantly, all these organizations were trying to develop an efficient procedure to address the various food issues with respect, with whether it be malnutrition, whether it be assessment of agriculture, fisheries, or anything else. So in 1990, later, the US State Department, it expressed the view that Food and Agriculture Organization FAO has lagged behind the UN organizations in responding to US desires for improvements in program and budget processes to enhance value for money spent. So coming to the latest, that is the current scenario. So from 2013, an English language newspaper based in Rome, the Italian Insider, it made several allegations of nepotism and corruption within FAO and reported on poor management, staff relations, and other things. As of 2019, it was further adjourned, and in 2019, it was considered by British magazine Private Eye to have been one of the most surreal scenes in modern times, and involving dispute as to various proceedings and working of FAO. So that's all with regards to Food and Agricultural Organization. So for more details, I would suggest you two platforms. First one is the FAO.org website, and the second one is Wikipedia or any other resource that you might find suitable for your study. So these slides will be shared in Google Classroom, and along with these slides, try to make your own notes with regards to specific topics, and try to go through these lectures and slides before exams as well, so that you are able to retain what we have learned with respect to these organizations during your exams. So that's all for today's lecture. In the next session, we'll be discussing about some other organizations. So that's all for today. See you in the next one. Thank you.